So much is happening in all the different Disney branches. Did you know there's finally movement in Deadpool 3's production? Fans are wondering, is there gonna be a Thunderbolts movie? And now, it's been announced that Formula 1 drivers Leclerc and Sainz have landed voice roles in a new Buzz Lightyear movie. Let's get up to speed on everything there is to know. First up, have you heard about Willow coming to Disney+? On November 30th, 2022, a new American fantasy adventure series is coming to Disney+. It's called Willow, the first non-Star Wars project Lucasfilm have put out since 2015. The story will take place years after the original 1988 movie, Willow. But according to director Ron Howard, the series won't be a nostalgic throwback, but rather a creative lean forward. Everyone involved has expressed how happy they are to be working on the project, especially those who worked on the movie back in '88 as well. Warwick Davis will be reprising his role as Willow Ulfgood, reluctant farmer and lead star. Joining him are Ruby Cruz as Kit, Aaron Kellyman as Jade, Ellie Bamber as Dove, Amarkata Patel as Borman, and Tony Revolori, whose role is a little unclear at the moment. Not much is known about the story so far, but word is that a now older Willow Ulfgood returns to save an empress, or maybe emperor, from the clutches of evil. On his way to do that, he'll join an unlikely group of adventurers on a quest to save the world. One thing is clear, this Willow is clearly more experienced than the '88 Willow. Sadly, Val Kilmer won't be returning to once again step into the shoes of Mad Mardigan, but he will be remembered. Kilmer has been struggling with this speech following a 2-year battle with throat cancer. We're very curious how cast and crew will honor both actor and character in the end result. Next, what characters could make an appearance in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever? 2020 brought all of us a lot of heartache, but one of the biggest blows must have been Chadwick Boseman's passing. His absence still weighs heavy on our hearts, but Black Panther: Wakanda Forever will allow fans, cast, and crew alike to say goodbye and have some closure. There's a lot of hush-hush around who will take up the mantle after Boseman, but not enough speculation about what other established MCU characters might be brought into Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. We could make a guess or two. First, Dr. Helen Cho is a really good contestant to make an appearance. It's been a while since she was seen in the MCU, and we've seen more long-lost faces popping up lately. Dr. Cho is one of the few who have experience with vibranium, so is it that far-fetched to think she'll find her way into Wakanda Forever? What about Bucky? He's an absolute fan favorite, but his time with Captain America has probably run out. He was called White Wolf several times throughout his stay in Wakanda. Could it be that this is a new mantle for Bucky to pick up? And lastly, Skrulls. Skrulls have infiltrated every aspect of human life, as has been confirmed by the announcements of the Secret Invasion series, and T'Challa opened up their borders to the rest of the world at the end of the first Black Panther. It would only make sense to see them pop up some way or another, don't you think? Following, pre-production for Deadpool 3 has officially started. For a moment, Deadpool fans were left in limbo, while Disney went about the acquisition of Fox. Naturally, everyone was quite worried about Deadpool losing its R-rated status, and wondered whether the franchise wouldn't be better off being axed. But Disney and Marvel Studios, as well as the writers of Deadpool 3, have since claimed such fears, even though those murmurs didn't come with a deadline for Deadpool or a suggestion as to whether filming was planned to start. We're already looking eagerly ahead to Ryan Reynolds' threequel, even more so than pretty much any other Phase 4 project, rumored or real. And according to Discussing Film, pre-production for Deadpool 3 has finally started. Raymond Chan, who is the art director for Avengers, has been tapped to be Deadpool's 3 production designer, which just sounds like the perfect match for MCU newcomer Wade Winston Wilson. Chan has a long and acclaimed history within the MCU, having worked as a supervising art director on Doctor Strange, Thor: The Dark World, Avengers: Infinity War, and Avengers: Endgame. And for his work on Guardians of the Galaxy, Chan received an award from the Art Directors Guild. Needless to say, Chan's got all the experience needed to make sure that what is original and distinct about Deadpool will be melded within the existing branches of the MCU, which is exactly what the threequel needs, if it's supposed to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hold up, we forgot to tell you half the news. Next, a little nudge for Miss Marvel, because she's proving to be marvelous. Thunderbolts has officially been confirmed, and we have lots to say about it. And what about Leclerc and Sainz getting voice roles in the new Buzz Lightyear movie? So let's go! Starting with Miss Marvel is marvelous. Marvel movies and TV series have been a thing since the 70s, but it's only since recent years that there have been fully fledged and honest attempts made to diversify its characters. Miss Marvel is Disney's first on-screen Muslim superhero story, and has been hailed by critics as a joyful slice of pop culture. Miss Marvel follows the story of a geeky teenager who happens to be an Avenger comic book fangirl. Named Kamala Khan, Kamala is struggling to fit in, and early on in the series, she notes the lack of superheroes that look like her. So instead of daring to dream about being a superhero, Kamala focuses her attention on being an Avengers superfan and artist instead, while trying to hit the viral lottery and make it big on YouTube, until she happens upon an old bracelet that used to belong to her reputable mystical great-grandmother. The bracelet allows her to be tied to her Pakistani heritage, the trauma of partition in particular. Miss Marvel stands out in a very unique way, because pretty much every other superhero in the MCU is a loner. Kamala has amazing parents that are overprotective rather than aloof, and her story is as much of an adventure as it is about heritage battling evil. Kamala is portrayed by Pakistani-Canadian Iman Vellani, who managed to snatch the role on her last day of school thanks to open auditions. And if you you ask us, Ms. Marvel is only the beginning of her particular story. Following Thunderbolts movie has been confirmed. There have been whispers floating around about this one for a while now, with the MCU very obviously building up to possibly several big events, and we can now officially say that we were right. Marvel Studios is coming with its very own Suicide Squad. The movie has officially moved into the production phase, and promises the return of many familiar faces in the MCU, as well as take a dive into the new generation of heroes and villains. So who are the Thunderbolts exactly? The Thunderbolts are a group of reformed supercriminals, who are led by Baron Helmut Zemo. The group was initially also formed by Zemo, but with less than innocent intentions, namely to serve as a cover to steal city resources. But the team will find their way to becoming a true force for good in the world. Who will be portraying these superheroes is not known yet, but fans have speculated about Baron Zemo from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Mike Coulter's Luke Cage, and Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, amongst others. Jake Schreiber will serve as director, and Eric Pearson will be returning as screenwriter. And of course, Kevin Feige is involved as executive producer. Who do you think should be allowed into the Thunderbolts? And now Leclerc and Sainz get voice roles in new Buzz Lightyear movie. You never know what kind of jobs will be offered to you once you find yourself being famous for any reason at all. That's what must have gone through the minds of Ferrari Formula 1 drivers Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. They recently found themselves in the world of voice acting, as they took up a presumed to be cameo part in the upcoming movie Lightyear, which will be released in June 2022. As the title will suggest to most people, Lightyear following the story of Buzz Lightyear, who first found his way into the hearts of millions of people in Toy Story in 1996. In the new movie, Lightyear embarks on an intergalactic adventure with a group of ambitious recruits and his robotic companion. And somewhere in there, we'll find Leclerc and Sainz both will be doing the voice of the same character, but in their respective languages, for which Sainz has voiced the Spanish version, Leclerc took up the Italian voice of the movie. It's certainly not the first time F1 drivers have been invited into the world of voice acting, but it was Leclerc's first time doing a dubbing cameo. A very different but a lot of fun, according to the F1 driver. Well, we can't wait to hear the end results in both languages. And that was it. Who do you think is going to show up in the new Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.